Hi you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Samiksha and I'm here again with yet another video. This video is a tea video, you guys. So I was scrolling through reels and I saw this particular ad that was saying hiring, and then mera dimag kharab hua because in 2023 I saw this particular ad and I applied for a job. So meko aaj wahi reel aaya and the ad aaya and मेरा दिमाग खराब हो गया. Uh, so I was like, I should make a story time video about this particular company that I used to work in. So yeah, here I am. So first thing first, in my previous story time video, मैंने बताया था कि how I got into some sugar daddy shit that he was trying to hit on me and all this stuff. But this time I thought I should join a company. I will join a company run by a woman, and most likely the employer should be women. Okay, and in 2023 I was scrolling through reels and I saw the ad saying hiring. Then I was like, I applied for it. Then she was like, okay, the team was like, okay, come interview, our founder will be there and we can interview you. Okay, and then I was like, okay, sure. The next morning happens and then I go for the interview, and it was all good, and she interviewed me, everything happened, and she asked me few questions. Like she asked me where did you graduated from, and then she asked me is this your first job and everything. I was like, yeah, it is my first job, I graduated from this college. Okay, then she was negotiating for the salary. I was like, no, I want this particular salary, and below that I'll not be working. Okay, because this is my musty job. But yeah, sure, but why would I work for so less? She was expecting me to be okay with the salary she was offering. Then I was like, yeah, sure, but I had also done some internship before that, and the internship salary was the salary she was offering me. Then I was like, no, um you know I'm not going to do it. So she was like, then okay, blah blah. Then she agreed on my said salary. Okay, then I was happy. Okay, like for a newcomer, for a new beginner, it's a great salary. And then, she gives me this contract, and I was like, yeah, sure. And I was reading it. Then she was like, you have 5 minutes, and then you have to sign it. There were legit like 25 pages of the contract. Okay. And she was like, you have 5 minutes. And okay, sure. Then what I did was, I took pictures of the particular important, pointers that I think was important. Then I took pictures. Then I signed it. Okay. Then she was like, "Yeah, whatsoever come from the tomorrow and everything." And I was like, "Okay, sure." And it was going all well until I had to take a paid leave because I could take one. In my contract, it was mentioned, Sundays off only, 2 Saturdays working only, and you can take one unpaid leave. Yeah, that makes sense. So my other like mates used to take paid leave all the time, because of their family emergency and whatsoever. But on Instagram, they were just hanging out with friends and going on pahar, something like that, which was funny. About my colleagues, they were all so good. Like they were like the best colleagues one could ever ask for. But there was this one particular girl who was just married and she was on leave, and for very long time I used to only work with two of my colleagues, and then she came around December, and she was so annoying. She was the eldest, and she was just married, and she went for some honeymoon and stuff. And when she came back, she was like, oh my gosh, she's so annoying. There's whole story about that, so I'll not get into her. Yeah, so my colleagues were really really nice and very supportive, right? So the actual drama starts here on 23rd December, I guess. So yeah, what happened was while I was going to the office, I had an accident. Okay, I had a minor accident. It was not that huge bloodshed accident, but a car hit me, and my left arm and my left leg was so my left arm and left leg was hurt. I was already really overwhelmed with the whole job situation, and I'm doing it for the first time, and all the shebang and this and that. So I got really upset, and I was like, I cannot go to the office today because I I just had the worst day, and this is the worst starting of the day. Okay, I have the screenshot. I'll put it here or here. I'll see. So before I go further, one thing about me is I hate being late. Okay, I have to be the first person in the room, और मुझे late होना बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है. And during the whole time when I worked there, I was never late. The only time that I was late was this one time when I was 2 minutes late. Okay, she had all the biometrics data and everything because whenever we used to enter the office, we had to show our faces to the camera and be like, "Hey, I'm arrived." Okay, so that was the scenario. Okay, and she also knows that, the founder also knows that I am never late, and my colleagues also know that I'm never late, and that's the scene. Okay, so I wrote them in a very hurry. Okay, I have to run to the hospital also. It was a very, emergency situation going on, but I had to write a mail first. So I wrote, hey, the firm name, and this is to inform you that as I was coming to the office today, I met with a small accident and I'm at the hospital right now. So by that time I had to go to run to the hospital, and then I wrote that very informally because I just had to write a mail because it was about to be 11. So by 10:45 we have to reach the office. I also wrote a message on the WhatsApp group that we had. So yeah, then they sent me a reply saying, greetings noted, kindly let us know about your ETA to the work. Someone is met with an accident and you are like, okay, yeah, sure, you met with an accident, you are fighting for your life, but just let me know when you are coming. And then I did not reply the whole day because I was really in pain and I was not in a very great condition. Okay, and then she wrote, also we will be needing the doctor's certificate and prescription as per the below mail with today's date and billing done in the hospital as proof of the below on mail today. Warm regards, the HR team. Okay, that's what they sent me. Then I was like, okay, sure. But as I was thinking to go to the hospital, then I realized I'm alone. Like, who will take me to the hospital? Then I did not go to the hospital that time. I did not go to the hospital that time. Then I was like, yeah, sure. First, I'll see myself. First, I'll see my health. Then I'll see what can I do. Because all I need right now is to rest. Because I cannot, you know, do it, right? So I did not reply them the whole day, and I just wrote in the WhatsApp that, ma'am, I'm sorry, I could not be able to make it today, and that's all. And then I thought, like, she was asking for the documentation of the hospital and everything. I was like, yeah, sure, दे ही देती हूँ, but edit करके या whatsoever, I took my friend's help, and then I sent her the hospital bill and everything. Okay, that was my wrong part. I will accept that, but I should not have done it because I was also very overwhelmed at that situation. I did not understand what to do. Then Christmas came and we had no leave for Christmas, and I was kind of upset because where I used to work, every offices, everything was closed, but we had a working day on Christmas. Okay, and then the January comes 2024, so I needed a leave for 30 and 31st. I had to be somewhere, and I wrote a mail on prior basis because I didn't want it to be, very end moment. So I wrote a mail. Dear ma'am, this is to inform you that I'll be taking unpaid leave on 30 Jan 2024 and 31st Jan 2024 due to some personal unavoidable circumstances. Thank you. Regards, Samiksha Gale. And in my defense, I would say I have seen my colleagues going on Pahad for weeks, for 10 days, taking a leave from the office, and I haven't even taken a single week leave. Okay, I know, I understand that I am a newcomer and they have been working there for so many years, but the point is, if they can take leave, why can't I take 2 days leave? Simple as that, right? Like, what's the point? I cannot understand. So I just needed a 2 day leave for 30 and 31st. And then she writes me back saying, greetings from, please note, we cannot provide with the unpaid leaves every month. But in my contract, you have written that I can have one unpaid leave, right? So that's a point. And Yeah, I asked for two, but my colleagues are taking 1 week, 10 days leave, and I cannot even have 2 weeks whatsoever. You can come to work on 26th Jan if you wish to have an unpaid leave on 30 to 31st Jan. So 26th Jan is a national holiday and the office was closed. Okay, then she is writing just to, I don't know, maybe just for fun or whatsoever. She writing to come to office on 26th. Me alone. There will be no security guard. There will be no colleagues. There will be no founder. No one. Just me in the office alone. How are you reimbursing the brand? There is a request for unpaid leave every month since the day you have joined for no reason or the other. Leave denied with warm regards, HR. If my contract says that I can have one unpaid leave every month, then how am I? Okay, it's just funny to me because okay, the thing was just because I was new, she was trying to दबाना चाहती थी वो मेरे को. She was trying to belittle me. So I was not okay with that, right? So I write back saying, hi, the form name. Dear ma'am, this is to inform you that I only took one unpaid leave on 23rd December 2023 due to a minor accident I had while coming to the office only. And I also have provided the prescription for that, which is fake. Yeah. In which I was advised to bed rest for 2 days due to heavy medication and cramps on my left leg and the left hand. But I still came to the office on 25th December 2023. I never took unnecessary leaves, and when I mailed for unpaid leave on 30 and I never took unnecessary leaves, and when I mailed for unpaid leave on 30 and 31st Jan, I mailed it 20 days prior because this date is really important for me. If this was not important for me, I would have never mailed the same. And for 23rd December, it was not something or the other reason. I had an accident, and not an excuse. Instead, I was marked as the unpaid leave. Yeah. And talking about the reimbursement of the company, I have always done hard work for the company, and I have done works which was not even my contract, like sending contracts, social media, etc. My job profile was inventory and logistics, so I learned that in a week. Okay, so what she did was she also used to tell me to do social media. I used to handle their social media, and I used to handle their what do you say, sales. Yeah, I used to handle the sales. I used to handle barcoding, which was not even in my thing, and I used to handle their billing, right? So that's a lot of job for the job profile that I applied for. So for the next point, I have to tell you, while growing up, I used to go to church and I used to go to Sunday school, and my whole childhood was, in church, right? So I write her this point. Christmas Christmas is one of the main festival in my culture, in which every person has to go to the church. And that day, I still came to the office when every office and companies were shut. That is true because the place that I used to work in, there were very very big companies, and they were shut on New Year's. They were shut on Christmas. They were shut on Republic Day, but our firm was working. Saturday timings changed from 11 a.m. to 10:45 a.m., where in my contract the Saturday morning timing was mentioned at 11 a.m. I did not say anything. I've always done my work with utmost honesty and sincerity, not just for the company but for myself. I've also been asking to come on 26 Jan 2024, which is a Republic Day. How can I come on a national holiday when every mode of transportation is not operating? Which is true, guys. I mean, it's a national holiday and even our office is shut. तो तुम कैसे expect कर सकते हो कि मैं अकेली आऊँ ऑफिस में? क्या करने आऊँगी मैं? Just you just want to prove your point, and then you blabber whatever you want to blabber. Anyhow, I would still do my work as I've been doing it. I will be taking unpaid leave on 30 Jan 2024 and 31st Jan 2023. It should be 2024, whatsoever. So I wrote them back saying I'll still be working and I'll still be taking the leave. Then I got a mail back. Samiksha, thank you for your email. Number one, you do not have any authority to tell us when we will close our business. You haven't done any favor to us by coming on 25th. So if you don't like the policy, by all means, we will hire somebody else to replace you. I was like, okay, you can replace me. Then you will face the repercussion, which I'll tell you what happened. You are very new with the firm, and we do not like newcomers to shoot such emails and expect you to try and adjust and be cordial with your colleagues and the firm, which clearly you haven't been a part with. So this thing is really, really funny to me. Just because I'm a newcomer, I cannot shoot a shot, right? Just because I'm a newcomer, she's expecting me to listen to every word she's saying, and I'll be like, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Number two, you submitted a report which was generated by an online consultation and not a hospital prescription, whereas your email state that you were going to the hospital. Hence, don't expect us to overlook it. Of course, we'll mark it an unpaid leave. Why would we grant you a leave no matter what the reason is? Company pays you to work and not for your holidays. Yeah, sure. I mean, this point is valid, right? So I don't have to say anything because I think this point is valid. Number three, every month you cannot have urgent need to holidays. Every holiday starting from November have only one thing mentioned which says about your urgent your holiday is. Guys, I legit copy pasted the format that my colleagues used to send me, that they used to be like, just send this format, like not every time, but just changes here and there. So I legit used to copy paste that format that my colleagues used to give me, and they used to get the leave, and I did not. So number four, all the public transport, including metros, Uber, and taxis, are operational on 26 Jan. Guys, I don't know because I checked. I used to take the Magenta line, and I think the metros were not operational, and I do not have enough money to travel by a cab for your job. I have forwarded what you have shared with me with the founder also. Your other colleagues handle much important operation which get the company funds and work harder and overtime by 10 minutes if the need is, as against your post where your colleague had to mention you to stay back and finish the work and leave. Oh my god. Okay, for this point, let me tell you. I said timing is really important. Not a single day I was late to the office, like not a single day. In my contract, the timing is written 10:45, so I will enter the gate at 10:45. I used to reach there by 10:40, 42 or something, but I used to enter the office by only 10:45. That is my timing rule. That I don't like being late. I came to the office 10:45, then I will leave at 6:45. Simple as that, right? So I used to leave everything because my colleagues told me that. I mean, they only told me to leave everything. If it's the time, leave everything and go home. The moment 6:45 would happen, I would snap and then I would go home as it should be, right? So yeah, but my colleagues used to stay a little while because they used to get late every day, so they had to compensate. But why would I compensate? I appreciate that we don't get any more emails stating unpaid leaves every month and how important they are. This is your first job and you must learn to accommodate and not tell us if you are working hard. We can see who is and who isn't. Warm regards, HR. Okay, everything you said, but this point, working hard, I know what type of person I am, but and mention that do not tell us who is working hard and who isn't. So the thing was, okay, I had to create a lookbook. So this is related to fashion industry, and I had to create a lookbook. Okay, so lookbook takes around 3 to 4 hours, like minimum. So I learned that how to make it, and if one thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong, and that lookbook is basically a coding that will go to the website. Okay, I also learned lookbook and did that for her. That is in my job. And I have worked so hard for this company. And then she's saying all this thing that was completely very disappointing for me. Then I was really, really hurt because the founder, she has seen my work. The HR team was not there. So basically, the founder is very rich. Her husband is really rich. Her husband runs another business, and her husband had a HR, and that she used to handle both the offices. The HR used to never come to the office. She never saw my work. I don't know what she's talking about. And she used to handle the husband's office more, and she used to be only once in a blue moon in our office. So I don't know what she's talking about. And then I got so pissed, rather I'd say hurt. So I write them back. This is to inform you that by all means, please hire someone else and replace me. I'm more than happy by the decision made by you. Also, keep my 20 days salary for which I worked really hard. I hope it gets utilized in a right manner as someone else's hard work always pays off. I write them that. Because, when it comes to the hard work thing, my colleagues used to tell me don't work so hard and so fast that she'll keep bringing up work. So you have to do it patiently and you have to do it efficiently, because then she will give more work to you. Then I was like, okay, I'll try, but that would not happen. I cannot slack off on my work. That is something about me. So I was like, keep my salary, be happy, but I'll write this mail. This might sound rude, but I will write it. For the last mail that I shoot, it was just for 2 day leave, as my every colleague took, which were often more than 2 days. And just because I am a newcomer doesn't mean I will not take any leave on the important days. As far as being cordial with the firm and the colleagues is considered, please ask my colleagues all about my teamwork I have been doing with them. And yes, I am a newcomer, and that doesn't mean I would have to adjust for your firm every time. I will do things which I have been paid for and not extra work that I always did. I took my stand. I was like, I will not do any extra work that you always ask me to do. You always ask me to do. I need to take an unpaid leave every month because the firm doesn't give me enough leave on festival. Plus, the firm has never given me the leave at one go because it did not understand the urgency of my leave, and the leave is unpaid, which means I will not get any day's wage. I never kept the work pending, and I've always completed my work on time. And on Fridays, if I had leave on Saturday, I used to stress so much that I have to work harder because I don't want to load up work for 2 days, right? So yeah. Even if the transportation is functional on Republic Day, what's the point of coming to the office alone, which makes no sense at all? Like, what would I do alone at the office? I have a huge respect for my colleagues for working extra hard for 10 minutes for the firm, but my apologies, I cannot be as great as them. If the timing is from 10:45, then I'll reach at 10:45, and if my leaving timing is 6:45, I'll leave at 6:45, which is mentioned in my contract, as I'm not getting paid for overtime. And if the firm is not providing me with medical allowance even after asking for the prescription, then why would I even stay for 1 minute extra? Which is true. I mean, you guys are not handling my medical insurance, so I don't know what you're talking about. I, 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 I work hard for myself and not to show anybody. Even if you did not see my hard work, that's okay because I have always seen myself doing it, and I'm really satisfied with my work. It might be sounding holier than thou, but I must say I am a type of person who is very. I need things click 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 sorted, right? So if it is not done on the basis of that, then I'll be so upset. Then the work which I was given, like I used to do tick 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 and everything, and I would do my work not just to show anybody, but for my satisfaction. I'm grateful for the things that I learned in this company, and I also wish you great success in the future endeavors. And I hope you find hardworking employees who work. That was a sarcastic one. I hope you find hardworking employees who would work extra 10 minutes for the firm and who doesn't ask for the unpaid leave every month. You can have my 45 salary to the firm, and I hope it compensate all my unpaid leaves. So this was my closure mail, and after that I left the group and I was like, I'm done, and I felt so nice about it. Then the HR kept calling me. Then I did not pick it up. I just kept my phone on silent. My colleagues were calling me, which I did not pick up because I'm sure that the founder had forced them to call me, but I did not pick it up. And this was my closure for the company and for myself. Then they wrote me a mail. They were pissed. Okay, they kept writing me on WhatsApp. They kept calling me. I did not respond. I was like, if I am done, then I'm done. Why would I look back? I'm not that kind of person who would be, seeking attention, and then I'll be like, oh my god, they're calling me. I should go back. No. So they write me. Greetings. As per our email dated 24/01/24 and a no show to work without stating any reason or any reply to calls made from the work, we hereby are removing you from all the duties of the firm name with immediate effect. Your mail also yesterday with the HR was clearly stated your intentions against the company. The HR even tried reaching you out via WhatsApp, and there were no reward whatsoever. As for the contract you have signed with the firm, you are in void of the same, and the salary is now being fortified for the month of January. We wish you the very best in the future endeavors. Warm regards, the HR. That was the last mail that they sent me, and after that I did not reply or call back. So they fortified my January salary, and which I was okay with because mental peace is more important than the monetary thing. So it was okay for me, right? So yeah, that is the whole thing that happened with me, and I was like, that is my first job, and that was so not worth it. And I was like, that's okay, it was not for me. Okay, so when I left the job, there were four people including me, and when I left there were three, and then one girl left the job after that. And now when four people were working for that firm, then now there are two people. Like two people have to do a four people's job. That is very hectic. I don't know how my colleagues are doing it. That's not my problem, not my monkey, not my circus. So yeah, that was it. And also I forgot to mention I also did their photo shoot because this was a very big company. This is a very big firm. Quite famous, I would say. A lot of influencers knows it. A lot of influencers visit it because they have to market that thing, and it is in Delhi. Very well known firm in influencers market, but I don't think so. It is as big as other companies, but as far as I know, like I used to handle the consignment also sometimes because she used to give me every work that she had to give me. And I also did their photo shoot. I also handled the consignment. I also handled sales and what not. Okay. So basically within the 3-4 months of working, I learned everything about the company. And as far as I know, she used to make 9 lakh per day. And she would only hire four people for the whole company, and she used to earn a lot of money. That 9 lakh only profits. I mean, she used to earn a lot of money, right? And her husband is crazy rich too. So I'm like, why would you do to someone who is a newcomer and then you have to be a bully to a newcomer? I would not understand that because we are also humans, right? We also need breaks. We also need some appreciation or some validation that thank you for making this work and thank you for helping me or whatsoever, because it's not a very huge company. The profit is huge, but the office and the work culture and the people are small. Why would you want to do something like that to a newcomer or a very young girl who is just like starting her career in fashion or in this influencers field or in this market or marketing field? Like, why would you want to do it? So yeah, that was quite a, I would not say horrible, because I learned a lot of things that I would have never learned otherwise. And I am grateful for all the things that I learned, and I am looking forward for more bigger and better opportunities. Since I left that job, it has always been better with me. So I am really thankful to God. And yeah, that is all I wanted to say. If you are young and if you are working for the first time and if you are like, going for a job like in this field, so I would suggest that read the room, read the environment. And if you're a newcomer, they'll be like, oh, you're a beginner, you are a newcomer. So they will try to belittle you and they will be like, don't shoot a shot, right? So don't do that. My sole purpose of leaving this job was my self-worth. Like everything was fine, like everything she said was fine until she said that I did not work hard. Like I only know, God knows, and my colleague knows that I worked really hard. Like again holier than thou, but I work not to prove anybody else, but to prove myself that I can do this. So yeah, that's it. That's it.